damn, I mean, that song hit me. This song not as much. Hi, everyone. Sure we are. Welcome back to the stream. That last song, it felt like it went on forever, and it did. But then it got good. The repetitiveness really did it. That is some ECW walk-up music. Now this would be funnier to come out to, right? Just like cutting promos, just fucking Michael Myers and Austin Powers dancing. Anywho, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Now, let me make this just, I think I might have to just turn this off. This is distracting amount of flute. You know? Sometimes some flute is okay. It's too flute forward, is what we would say in the flute sommelier business. It's a little flute forward. Scale it back. You know? But, thanks for being here. Doing a little Garage Hang Gang stream of consciousness. I have things I need to talk to people about. Therapist probably, but instead it'll be you guys. And we'll just see where the stream goes. Where it takes us, you know? Turn up the volume a tad bit. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It wouldn't be a stream without some sort of technical issue. This time it is that this mic will go in and out. And then the best part is when I turn the mic up, then it makes this mic, it's really a whole thing. It's something a producer with time should and would do. But in this instance, you're also looking at the person doing that. I don't need these on, by the way. Just so you know, I don't need to wear these. Can I tell you an absolutely fucked thing? So, or maybe it's not fucked. You guys decide. It's fine. Fuck it. Look, see what I'm saying? Everyone's so worried about the volume. Worried about the volume. I'm thinking I'm good. You know? It's a whole to do. It really is a whole to do. And I don't know what you'd have me to do about it. Okay? Now, I'm trying to get into something here, gang. All right? You don't need hats, my friend. You know what? This is the best part. I have so many dope hats, and I never wear hats. Because, you know, the perfect hair and all. Being follically endowed as you were. As one is. However, I've just been wearing this. It's been so comfy, little corduroy Yankees hat. Don't even get me started on the Yankees. Speaking of devastating, this Yankees trade deadline. Although today has been a bright spot. It's been an emotional roller coaster. The Yankees did nothing at the trade deadline. They were supposed to do so many things, and they did absolutely nothing. I shouldn't say absolutely nothing. They got arguably the best hitter that's available. But, as it were, that's going to be the name of the stream, as it were. But they didn't address the bullpen or the catching position. So then they go into this game. They come back from this massive lead. Then their bullpen blows it. And you're like, I fucking told you, shit, I got a goddamn bullpen. And then tonight, we got George Lombard Jr., rookie, first game ever, come up. First hit is a home run. Which, by the way, can we just take a second? If you don't even care about baseball, just think of the human element of this. Think about Anthony Volpe. Think about Anthony Volpe, who 2 years ago, now probably 3 years ago, but 2 years ago he had a grand slam in the World Series. Anthony Volpe had the only game they won against the Dodgers. He got sent down to the minors, but a couple years ago he was this can't miss #1 prospect, going to be the whole face of the franchise. He already had ad deals. There's like Subway ad deals of him in like suits and things like that. Because he was supposed to be the new Derek Jeter kind of a thing, which is unfair, but that's what was kind of pinned on him. And he's been terrible. But now they'd called this new kid up, and they sent Volpe down to the minor leagues. Now, this is the part I want you to picture. Picture being Anthony Volpe. Picture from New Jersey, want to be a Yankee, got to meet Derek Jeter when you were little, then you got to meet him when you were a Yankee. Life dream fulfilled. and then just sucking and getting hurt and sucking and then getting sent to the minors, and then your replacement, your younger version of the thing you were supposed to be, comes up, takes your job while he pips you, although that was an injury, and then you have to go back to. He's in Scranton, Pennsylvania, watching George Lombard Jr. live his dream and also living Anthony's dream. And he hit a home run in his first day. Like, Volpe is fucked in terms of coming back. You know, he's lost that job. That job's gone now. But how much would it suck if you were Anthony Volpe, stuck now on a bus in Scranton, Pennsylvania, playing games while your protege, I don't even think they knew each other, but you get it. He's been usurped. Isn't that wild? Let's go fishing. You know what? I haven't gone fishing in a long time. I'd like to go fishing again. Fishing's great. I don't want to go like 22 miles offshore deep sea fishing. Not really interested in that. Give me something easy, you know? Catch a mahi? That'd be sick. Fluke was always what I would fish for. Sea Dubs, what up? Jug, what up? You should be at Phillies hat, but you New Yorkers are silly. At least you go. This should be a Phillies hat? Eh. Casey, it's long gone. It's long gone. You've set me off on a tangent that I can't possibly ever recover from. Yes, D. Rotten, you get it. 100%. First professional at bat, a home run. Think about how much, you got me spinning up again. Think about how much the Yankee fans now all collectively hate. And listen, I don't really like him either anymore, man. It's not his fault. I mean, it is his fault. He hasn't performed, but like, I really had high hopes for Anthony Volpe. And then he hit a fucking grand slam. I have it on my phone. The only World Series game I've ever been to. I went with my dad, and we went to Game 4, and we went there. We thought that was the Dodgers were about to sweep the Yankees, and then he just fucking hits a grand slam. I mean, an all-time iconic moment. How do you hit a grand slam in the World Series back against the wall and then not be able to hit ever again? Crazy. And now, conversely, as much as everyone feels disappointed, slighted, and sort of angry at Anthony Volpe, it's not his fault. It's Cashman and all them's fault. Now you have the other guy, George Lombard, coming up, taking his goddamn job, and now everybody in New York loves him. Now this kid's the new savior, and it's fucked. And this kid better be great. I feel bad because he's gonna have a lot of pressure on him. And you know Volpe, I don't care how much of a fucking team player you are, there's no way that Anthony Volpe is sitting there going, well, I'm glad for him. It's a big moment. He should be happy. I'm glad he's happy. His whole family was there, you said? Why? Just because he's the new starting shortstop of the New York Yankees? 20th ranked overall prospect? Yeah, no, that sucks. Sorry, Volpe. Crazy. Trying to book a swamp tour, NOLA Thursday morning. Hell yeah. When do you come to the San Francisco Bay? It's a great question, Nathan. San Francisco Bay, man, it's been so long. I actually was supposed to do San Francisco, I think like a year or two ago, but then the routing got messed up because one of the cities we had to check. It was a whole thing, so I ended up knocking that part of the tour off and going. I did Seattle, Portland, and then didn't I do San Francisco? Maybe I went straight to LA. I think I was supposed to do. Anyway, soon, hopefully. Sorry, I really just found myself there for a second. Who do you hate more, the Dodgers or the Lakers? Here's the thing. The Dodgers I obviously hate more because of what they're doing to the sport. And I'm not even like mad at them for it because it's like good. You should. I wish all of the teams were able to throw money like that, come up with great contracts. Oh yeah, here's $70 million a year. I'll pay you $2 million a year and give you $68 million each year. In fucking 12 years from now, and people go, okay. And you're like, well, fuck, that was easy. Just pay him later. Then take that $750 million I was supposed to give him right now, and over these next 10 years, put it in bank accounts and different funds that will grow exponentially in interest in that amount of time. And then when I pay them, all the interest I'll have gained from having their stuff in the money I would use to pay them, I put in the bank. And now, you know what I mean? So it's like they're making like it's such a great business, but it sucks that it's a fait accompli. They're getting all the best players. But then again, I grew up a Yankees fan, so I've been on the other side of that, and it feels great. Dodgers fans should feel excited. So let's get together, fish, and then you do Cobb's or Punchline. I mean, it sounds like a lovely day. This also sounds like Of Mice and Men, by the way. you're like, hey, buddy, let's go look at the lake. Come on. Yeah, do Cobb's afterwards. Oh yeah, Cobb's sold out. Sold out, Mike. You did it. I'm proud of you. Punchline too. They're all sold out. Just because they heard you're in town. And then I look out at the fucking lake like, I really did it. I really did it. And then, bang. I know this game. Not being tricked again. Well, I have this story I want to tell you guys. So, we are, my wife and I and my kid are coming back from Costa Rica. Amazing. Pura vida, baby. Excellent. And the coffee there? Get out of here with that shit. In a way that I mean, like, it's very good. And I actually bought 3 pounds home and have been really just loving the mornings now because of it. However, we get back to JFK Airport, right? We're flying back in. And as the plane's going down, I got 2 pairs of headphones, all right? I got these, which are the good ones. These are the Bose Quiet Comfort noise canceling headphones with wireless and wired. Terrific product. Dropped them on the ground, probably broken. Very fickle product. And I have the AirPods. We start our initial descent into New York's John F. Kennedy Airport. And I take my headphones off. I go to put my AirPods on. Can't find them. Can't find them. Check the seat back pocket in front of me. Check the ground. Check everywhere. But I had them. I know I had them. They're here. I open up, find my iPhone. I go to the AirPods. They're right there. They're right. Like, you know how you can do the thing where it says, like, you're within a foot of it? It said you're within arm's reach. And anytime I put it to the left or to the right, it wasn't there. It was just right, like where my knee is, essentially. So I'm checking. Erica starts checking. She's checking her bag. She checks the seat back pocket in front of me. There's a second part of the seat back pocket. She checks that too. Now I'm going like, did the guy in front of me? And by the way, we have landed now, and people are starting to get up off the plane. So it's now a matter of like, we got to go. And also, where are they? And Erica's even like, I don't understand where they could be. It's crazy. I have the flashlight on. People across the aisle are going, can we help? You lost your AirPods? He lost his AirPods. And like everybody is searching. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on here? Then I go, this is my last ditch effort. I'm going to have to let you off the plane. By the way, this is after a 5-hour flight, with a kid. So it's like, it's been a day, And again, people start going, I go, I'm going to have to let you off the plane. I'm going to have to stay here and keep looking unless somebody stole them and they start walking away because I have the app open that's going to tell me if it's all of a sudden getting further away. So I think it might be the guy in front of me or someone. I'm like holding this up. He stands up and walks down. Now it's my turn to go. And I still have my flashlight on. I pointed down and somehow Erica sees a little glint in the seat back pocket. She goes in there, reaches down in deep, pulls out, they were in the seat back pocket. Now, when I tell you that it wasn't just me, that my wife checked that seat back pocket in front of us every inch. I dragged my nail across all the pretzel salt and crumbs that are in there, all four corners plus the second pouch. It wasn't there, dude. It wasn't fucking there. I swear. Something, because I would understand if I couldn't find it because it's like, hey, he's a man, he can't find it. But the fact that both of us, and by the way, both of us searched that at least 3 times each, at least 3 times, and they weren't there. And all of a sudden they're there, and you go, "Here's what I think might have happened. What do you think about this?" I feel like what happened was somebody was going to take him. Makes more sense to me that somebody was going to take him, and they saw all the people around us going, "Oh, he lost his AirPods. He lost his AirPods." And I said, "Yeah, I'm on the thing." And I feel like they might have dropped him back in. If someone stole it, got cold feet, and dropped it back in while we were searching underneath or something, would make more sense. And I know that sounds insane. That would make more sense than us checking it over 7 times total between the two of us and it not being in there. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You know? Let me pause for a second, catch up on some of this chat. The guy behind you definitely sold him. That's what, that happened to Mark Norman too. Wow. That's wild. So listen to this. Now, folks, I told you that to do this. Oh, and you know what? Here's Casey. Dude in front of you saw you had a tracker and could drop in the pouch when you weren't looking around. Now let me tell you this, Casey. Now let me tell you this. Now let me tell you this. There's motive. There's motive because the man that was in my seat, I booked us 2 seats and then 1 aisle seat, 1 row up. And I needed to sit here, obviously. So when I got on the plane, I go, "Hey man," and it's happened before, but listen, if you buy a closer aisle seat and they have an aisle seat behind you, they'll almost always want to do that. It's preferred. So I go, "Hey man, I got my kid. Do you mind sitting 1 row, like it's right there?" And said, "You can sit 1 row closer." And he was like, "This happened to me on the way down too." And I go, "Really?" And he goes, "My whole family." And they were like, I was sitting with my family, and I'm like, "You know what? It's fine. I'll sit there." And he's like, "No, you have a child. I can't," because he had like teenagers. So he gets up and he sits there. So he was a little miffed that he's had to move again. And maybe the wife was the one that was like, "Oh, you lost your AirPods," was signaling like, "Caw, put it back, caw," like something like that. What do you think about that? That's something. That's something. That is something. The plot thickens indeed. So this is where it gets really, really interesting, gang. And you tell me what this is. You explain to me what this is in terms of practical universe behavior. We get off the plane. We are like laughing. We're in disbelief, like someone just pulled a magic trick on us, but we're relieved that we go, "We got the headphones. That was silly. I can't believe they were in there. How did we not see them?" We had to gate check the stroller. Usually you just wait once you get off the plane right in the little gangway there, and then they bring you the stroller. And they were like, "Oh no, because this is an international flight. It has to go to baggage claim." And we're like, "But it's so far from baggage claim, and we have carry-ons because we have a child." And like you use that stroller to just like not have to herd a kid or herd, not herd. So you don't have to herd a kid. So you don't have to herd a kid down a long corridor, or you don't have to whatever. Like you can put your bags on them or hold them. It's just strollers are like little shopping carts for things and people. And they were like, "No, you have to go pick up the stroller, and it's about, I don't know, 4 to 6 mile walk from here, on a slight incline, which is somehow worse than stairs." So we go into the baggage claim. We get the first bag. We get the second bag. It's taking a while. And my wife smartly is like, there's a there's a like an oversized bag the counter over there. I'll go check that. I go, great. She goes over there. It's getting late. It's probably almost 10 o'clock at night. My kid's overtired, not starting to just really, he's loving the spinny escalator thing, I was going to say, which, ain't right, you know? But regardless of that, my wife finds it in the oversized baggage thing. She gets it back. But right as she's getting it back, her bag drops on the ground. Everything goes falling out of her bag. So she scurries to pick everything up, scoops it all back in her bag, grabs the stroller. We go back home. We unpack. It's like we get my kid in bed. My kid's suddenly starving, so we have to make him food. It's 11:30 at night. He gets in bed. My wife's mother, my mother-in-law, was staying with us um, when we were there, and when we came back, and so we know that she's there. Erica goes, "Holy shit! I only have one AirPod," and her AirPods fell out of the ground, off her bag when her bag fell on the ground, and she scooped it up, but it's like a white tile on white AirPod. So now she only has one AirPod. She traces it back. It's on the floor at JFK in front of that counter. So now we're like, oh my god, because these are like the newest versions of them or whatever. I guess they're like maybe they're a year old. So we're like, son of a bitch. First off, what are the odds that this whole AirPod thing, I almost lose mine, and then she literally loses hers like 20 minutes later? So then I make the decision. I go, you know what? It is midnight. It's pretty much midnight, and I go, let's go back right now because it's there now. We know it's actively on the ground. We know exactly where it is. There's going to be no traffic. It'll take 17 to 20 minutes to get there. So she goes, all right, fuck it, let's go. We go. Because my mother-in-law is over there to make sure everything's okay with Leo, to leave him alone. We drive back, and this is the other decision. I go, I'm going to bring my dog. This all matters, folks, I promise. I go, I'm going to bring my dog, Jeet, just so he can have a car ride. He loves going for a car ride. He's not going to know. We just came back from vacation. He's so excited to see us. Now he's going for a car ride. Best day of his fucking life. So I bring him with us. I drop Erica off right at the front. She goes running in. There's like nobody parked on, like there's like one or two cars, which usually is 12 T double parked, right? So I do a thing at the airport when I want to pretend, when I have to wait for somebody and I don't want to get yelled at by them like, hey, move up, move up. I put the hazards on, I get out of the car, I open the trunk as if oncoming luggage is coming or that I'm doing it, and I try to see how long they don't notice for. So I'm standing with my trunk open and I see through the window a cop standing at my window, and I'm like, fuck. And he's got something in his hand, and I go, hey. And he goes, I'm not writing you a ticket. He goes, I'm just petting your dog. He goes, I saw this dog. I had to pet him. He's such a good looking dog. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. Oh, I'm so relieved, dude. I'm so happy. I go, thank you so much. I've literally never heard anybody, Port Authority police, like do anything kind for not yell at me, right? So that's great. I get in. Erica traces it. She is 100 meters or feet. I don't know, probably feet from her phone. No, it's got to be meters from her phone, and she can't get in. There's a corridor. There's a hallway about 50 feet long that connects international baggage claim and domestic baggage claim. And international is like through customs, so it's closed. And guess what? Now that it's midnight, it's closed for the night. And so Erica tries to talk to the people there, and they are unbelievably mean and rude, and just being like, just forget it, it's fucking gone. Like, just being like, truly just awful people. But she fills out a report anyway. She comes out, she's broken up about it. So I go, I have an idea. And I get out of the car and I go over to that police officer who was petting the dog that I only brought because I wanted to give him a ride. And now is our whole relationship. And I go, hey, how's it going, dog guy? I go, here's what's going on, man. Is there any way that you can go in there and just see if you see her AirPod? And he was like, yeah, I'll help you out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is why you bring dogs everywhere. So I go, do you want the phone? You can have my wife's phone and just track it. And he goes, let me go see it. He took a screenshot of it. He goes, all right, I'll go look. He looks, we're getting excited. He comes back like, I don't know, five minutes later, and he goes, it is locked down. Like I can't even put in my key code stays at red. So he's like, access is denied until 4:30 in the morning when it opens. And we're like, fuck. And um he goes, I work until 6. And if you want, I could go check again at 6 before I leave, when they open at 4:30. And we were like, and by the way, this guy's name is Riley. Unbelievable. Nicest human being on the planet. I go, yes, thank you, Riley. That would be fucking amazing. Thank you so much, dude. And he goes, he like, I go, do you want my number so that way you can? And he goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. So my wife texts him the whole thing. Thank you so much. Here's this. He's like, I got you. We go to bed. But we're like, you know what? There are good people in the world. I want to shout out Riley, Port Authority at Terminal 5 JFK. Great human being. And he he texts at like, I don't know, 8 a.m. or something, being like, I got called into overtime, but I told the janitors to look out for it, and I described where it is, and I walked by it, I didn't see it or whatever. So Erica wakes up to that text, but then also seeing that it has moved slightly, and now it looks like it's like on the tarmac. So to get closure, we drive back to JFK, 8:30 in the morning. We go back there. She goes in with the phone, being like, please, I don't even need to go back there. You got just someone. Here it is. You could see it right here. And they were like, we can't do that. We can't do that. And we didn't get it back. At what point? At one point, we were within 100 feet. It must have been, it had to have been feet. We were within 100 feet of it. And then now it's gone. It probably just got swept up and thrown out, but what are the odds on so many parts of that, right? Number one, me losing my AirPods only for her to lose her AirPods. The fact that I only brought Jeet for him to get a ride, and then it turned into the cop, and the cop pets the dog, and that's the whole way we even have a relationship to get. All of it seems crazy. And then at the very end, just life reminding you, it kicks you right in the balls. But there's a silver lining. You can buy a single AirPod for like $70. So not the end of the world, but not the best, Annoying way to re-enter the States after being in a beautiful country on vacation for 6 days before that. And that's literally the way you come back. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. Now let me catch up on some of this chat, 'cause sorry, I have been talking for a while. All right, I don't even know how far up to scroll. Because talking about AirPod conspiracy. Yeah. She still has one. She still had one left. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is so funny. Now I'm reading your guys' thing, but I'm missing it. I missed it in real time. Because otherwise, I would get distracted, and I would never. I got to find a way to get better at telling the story while reading your guys' comments. But for right now, I just couldn't. I just couldn't. Damn, dude. The trunk move is legit. I'm telling you, Jug. If you take nothing from this, take the trunk move. Hazards on, trunk open. Just look busy. It's that thing of from Law and Order. Just look busy on the docks, and the cops won't suspect a thing. This whole worker cooperation thing happened to Mark as well. No way. This is crazy. Am I just living a version of his life? Are we just? This is crazy. I have a kid. He has a kid. The similarities. Fuck, that's depressing. Yeah, sorry, Casey Gray. It doesn't have a great ending. It kind of it shows you that there are good people in this world. They just don't work at the help desk of JetBlue. And by the way, what the fuck happened to JetBlue? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that for a second, please? Just what happened to JetBlue? JetBlue used to not, it was never Delta, okay? But there was a time where it was like Wi-Fi, the most room and code, most leg room and coach, a lot of new plane. It had a moment. And I think Spirit and those other fucking ones going out of business, I think that has made JetBlue, it has lowered JetBlue because it feels like Delta and even like United are in a different world. Different world. It was a nightmare. And the people were so mean. And JetBlue also on the plane. I have an old JetBlue card, so I get 50% off drinks, but you're also like, just give me the fucking drinks. Just give me the fucking drinks. But there's, on a lot of planes, Deltas, usually you can schmooze your way into getting out of paying at all. Not that you wouldn't pay, not that I wouldn't pay, but it's nice when they just go, whenever they say this, whenever they say, I'll come back and ring you up later, you're out. You've done it. They're never coming back. And you know it. And they know it. But you lie and you go, oh, absolutely. And you just never make eye contact with them again. Or you just like treat them like a human. I very rarely do I pay for drinks because I treat people like humans. But this woman, she was on it. No break. Certainly no, like, that's the other thing. If you travel with a kid, you almost always get drink. You don't even have to say anything. They're just like, can I get you something to drink? And you go, yeah. And then you point to the kid, and then they go, I gotcha. It is your one word. One word. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whatever variation of that is for you, make it feel authentic. For me, I've felt when it feels right, I throw out, or sometimes I go, please. I start doing clown noises. This is crazy. All right, I'm catching back up. Ugh. Whole saga. It was a saga. Yes, people do. It is an Indian term. Jeet is an Indian term too. And also, like, people say that in, I think, like, regional Delaware and stuff like that. Maybe in Philly this weekend, Friday and Saturday, the Fittler Club. Come hang out. Like, did you eat kind of a thing. Hey, Vortex. What a guy. Get yourself a drink, buddy. Wow. Look at that. We're halfway to getting an AirPod. Another AirPod. This is the new AirPod fund. It is crazy, though, that, like, don't even get me ramped up again on the AirPod. I gotta tell you, this vitamin water, too sour, a little too tart. Yeah, so they are Spirit now, right? The slips, yeah. But also, it's like, how did it just changed? Like, obviously, Frontier isn't that bad. Yeah, I don't know. JetBlue boys used to work for JetBlue. They haven't made a profit since the pandemic. All the restrictions killed their business. They used to give like the first bag free, I feel like, or something like that too. AirPods only $10. No, I was saying it was going towards the fund of the $70 for the other one, but it's already been paid for. It was not really it was more of a callback than a joke, I would say. More of like a were you there when? Speaking of was I anywhere when um, I just posted about this, but I have to bring this up because it is pretty devastating, gang. I had never seen. This is. I've never seen a Mission Impossible movie. Never seen it. I don't know. Don't know what happened. Missed it. How? I if you say, "Did you see Mission Impossible?" I would have absolutely I have. And then I think about it, and it's just it's a composite of of all the other shows that I think that are like. I'm like, oh, it's like a John Wick thing. No, it's not John Wick. It's like a no, that was 007. No, that was the Bourne movies. That was the it's just I conflated them all and was like, I've never fucking seen the movie. I think it was 1996. Mission Impossible 1 came out, so I was 9, and I remember someone putting it on at my aunt's house, and we watched it for I watched the first 10 minutes, and it was like, this sucks. Like, please put on, Ace Ventura or something else or whatever else I was watching at the time. And I just never gave it another shot again for 30 years. 30 years of never seeing one of them. So I go, you know what Paramount Plus has right now? Every single Mission Impossible. So on the plane ride down, I crush Mission Impossible 1. Loved it. Ate it up full. Loved it. More of a thriller with some action in it. Just really tense. Great. Holds up, even though the technology is insanely archaic and almost like shocking, takes you out of it. That's why you should never include technology shit in movies if you can avoid it, because they look so, even the futuristic ones look so bad so quick now. But that would be my note to Hollywood, and they're not taking my notes or calls for that matter. But let's see. So I am now. I go while I'm in Costa Rica. I watch Mission Impossible 2, and boy, just a real stinkeroo, huh, gang? Just one of the worst. Just one of the worst movies you could ever. Action wise, it was. I laughed out loud. I said all of this. I laughed out loud multiple times in places I shouldn't have laughed because of how corny, how whatever. Surface level, nobody had chemistry. The fight scenes were bad. It was it looked like they were swinging in slow motion. And then there's the thing where they both jump off the motorcycles and slap stomachs and continue fighting at 70 miles an hour each way. It was just cartoonishly bad. It wasn't even fully clear of what was happening. But I will say, two things saved that movie, and number one, of course, is Tom Cruise's hair. I mean, that hair is perfect. I said it is the measure to which every action movie star's hair is compared to thereafter. No matter whose you get, John Wick, you're that's good, but it's not as good. It all changes and chases that. And also, it had the best use of the Mission Impossible theme song ever with Limp Bizkit's Take a Look Around. And that's objective. I will not hear any disagreements on that. The song ripped, it all ripped. Right? So, you've never seen any of the Mission Impossibles or the Matrix. That's impressive, dude. That's impressive. Damn. That's impressive. I haven't seen. Fuck, I just talked about this. I haven't seen the original 3 Star Wars. I haven't seen any Harry Potter after maybe the second one, if I saw the second one. But Limp Bizkit does rip. They absolutely do rip. Yo, Mike, I listen to you while I sand hardwood floors. Well, hell yeah, Tim Holland. Thanks for hanging out. You never notice another man's hair past junior year of high school? Light, spin, angler. My friend, I know you don't have thick hair. I absolutely know you've ordered hymns before. Because when a man is follically endowed, and you're follically endowed, and you see each other in the wild, there's a nod of respect. There's a nod of respect, as I would assume you are when you see another bald person, and you go, "Hey, baldy," and they go, "Pinky," whatever. That's my kind of version of that. So his hair is fantastic, you know. Now listen to this, because I'm not done with this yet. Last night, I watched Mission Impossible 3, and ladies and gentlemen, we are so fucking back. Oh my God. Do you know what it's like? I didn't have to wait all these years to watch these Mission Impossibles. Now, 3 starts out with maybe the best opening scene of an action movie I've ever seen in my life. Like, in terms of, and it's such a bold move that like kind of fucks it a little, but also makes it iconic, where they show the climax of the movie as the first scene. Now, sure, Tarantino and other people have done this in the past, but it's been like, let me show you like a random part. It's not always just the climax. I mean, this was like the quintessential scene in the whole movie, and it's crazy because when that happens, and you go, well, now I don't have any. It's hard for me to get emotional stakes in this person because you know it's going to happen, but at the same time, you do because it's such a good movie, right? Oh, Mission Impossible 3, Philip Seymour Hoffman out of the fucking, just out of the park. Maybe the best, one of the best bad guys I've ever seen in an action movie like that, because it was so understated. It was so menacingly calm that you're like, fuck, I feel the goddamn tension. That whole scene where he's like, I'm gonna hurt her. And he's the one that's prisoner, and he's telling Tom Cruise and all the other guys that have kidnapped him while he's stuck on a plane. He's like, I'm gonna find your wife. I'm gonna hurt her. I'm gonna hurt her real bad. She's gonna beg for you. I'm gonna bring her to you, and then I'm going to kill her in front of you. And you're like, what? As you're the kidnap. I mean, such a good J.J. Abrams directing on this one. First John Woo and the other, who did great with John Wick. Love John Wick, but 3 was money. 3 was absolute money. Beginning, middle, and end. Now I gotta move on to Ghost Protocol. So I'm excited. This is exciting. Like, I can't believe if I had to wait from 96 to 2000, from 2000 to 2006, to 2006 to 2011. Like, there becomes these gaps. What's up, everybody in the chat? How are you? How are we doing? Oh, now, you know, guys, I did set up Call of Duty. This is about the time of the stream that I start threatening to play video games. As an actual gun enthusiast, I cannot stand John Wick. Why? Because it's Max Payne physics, and just fucking, or like Wanted, just do whatever you want. It is fun though. They are fun. Philip Seymour Hoffman was dope. Magnolia is fantastic. Yeah, which also has Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. Magnolia was great. What's another crazy thing you guys haven't seen? Like, we talked about movies we haven't seen. What's one that you haven't seen that's crazy? That's such a fun question. And I wait on your response. Mm-mm-mm. I enjoyed Mike's episode with McCusker. Well, thank you, Schnar. Tommy Pope, Kingpin for the first time last week. C Dumps, I watched Kingpin for the first time recently, like the last year. So not long either. Equilibrium with Christian Bale. The Wick predecessor. I've definitely never seen Equilibrium is a movie I've never even seen. I have no idea what that even is. Titanic. Never seen Titanic. That's good. That's a good one. Never seen Titanic is crazy though. That's a crazy one. And I'll tell you why. That's because unlike being like, oh, I haven't seen this TV show or this TV show, TV shows are many seasons long. All the good ones are like 80 hours of your time. You know what I mean? Like, this is like a 3-hour thing that was the height of the world, and people are going to see it 3 and 4 times. How old are you? How old are you, LPK? Because that's everything. And Jug, how old are you guys? I have not seen Caddyshack. That's pretty crazy. That is crazy. Never seen The Sopranos. I mean, wild. I'm so sorry, but I'm also so jealous. That's amazing. You're going to be like, I don't know how old you are, but you're going to be like, I've lived my whole life and now I've seen this show. I'm going to start finally watching Sopranos. And then you're going to watch and you're going to go, oh, I could have been happier so much earlier. You know? You're going to be like, I would have been so happy decades ago. But now I am, and I'm glad I didn't waste any more time, you know? And you'll remember that. You'll remember this conversation when you do. Let's see. I want to know the age. 32 is okay. It's crazy you haven't seen Titanic then. 32 as well. Just turned 40, even crazier. Crazier. That's wild. I saw Titanic in the theater and cried. Well, we all got choked up. It was a beautiful film. Had a lot of steamy moments and some real lessons to be learned. And fate. Leo's kind of like Erica's left AirPod because, you know, they were a casualty of an unfortunate situation. Never seen The Godfather. Wild. I feel like, though, I don't know why, because The Godfather is obviously one of the most popular movies of all time. I feel like if someone says they've never seen Goodfellas, that's crazier to me by like 20. Because I feel like Goodfellas is also always on television on some channel at some point. And so if you haven't even run into it by now, it's like, how do you spend your time? Are you like, you don't have TV, you read books or whatever. You like have a garden or a bonsai tree. What is it? You know what I mean? So the first half of Moonlight, that's funny. There's very few movies I've ever like turned off midway through. Titanic came out on my 15th birthday. I saw it in the theater. Yeah. I'm from Philly, been boxing my whole life. I've never seen an entire Rocky movie. Now, that is going to fuck me up, Jug. That's crazy. And also, if you're from Philly and you still live in Philly, hope you're coming to Philly this weekend, Friday and Saturday. 3 shows, gang. Fiddler Club in downtown Philly. But that's wild, dude. That is super wild to never have seen. Have you seen even like the Creeds or something? Like, not seeing Rocky 1 as a guy who boxes and is from Philly is almost like ignorantly, like you went out of your way to not see it. It's got to be overhyped for you, but it's a great story. I saw Titanic with my mother, and the French girl scene became the topic of the drive home. I think my family, we never mentioned it again. We never talked about it. I don't remember watching a Bronx Tale. You would remember if you did. Uh, uh, I've seen so many clips and understand all the pop culture references, so this I feel like I've seen without ever sitting down to watching it start to finish. LBK, let me tell you, I said this exact thing on the Co-host Wanted Patreon today. Is that I think that same thing, dude. I really feel that way. Ugh. Wait, what is this earlier? Hold up. There's like so all of those I was saying before the Star Wars things. Luke, I'm your father. Like, how fast does your thing go? Like, the whole. It's like I know I've seen so many Family Guys, so many Simpsons, so many South Parks, all spoof and parody that the storylines that I don't know. I feel like I've seen it at this point. But the thing with the reason I've said this before again, it bears repeating. But I was growing up, and right when episode 1 came out, which was in what year was that? Was that 2000? Was that 1999? So 99 that comes out. I was going to watch like right when this people started talking about this when this was getting announced. I was like, I'm going to watch them in preparation for this. And someone told me, do not do that. They are about to release 1, and then they're going to release 2 and 3, and that's the original order that they want you to watch it in. So since you haven't seen 4, 5, 6 yet, don't watch 4, 5, 6. Instead, watch 1, 2, 3, and then once 3 comes out, then go back and watch 4, 5, 6. So you'll be one of the only people that can watch it in the sequential order in which they meant for you to watch it in. And I was like, that sounds like a great idea. And I watched 1, and I was like, don't really care. Whoops, and then Darth Maul came out, and I was like, all right, that's something. And then I watched the second episode 2, and I was like, oh, I hate this though. And same with 3, because it's just Hayden Christensen just whining like a little bitch for hours seemingly, and being like a little prissy pants. And so never got around to 4, 5, 6. Come on and get your kicks. You don't need money when you look like that, do you, honey? Bronx Tale is dope. Goodfellas is good. Don't. Okay. I'm down in Florida right now, but I have homies that are going to that show. Hell yeah. Also, I'm coming to Florida. Just announced. Not only to St. Pete Comedy Festival, the Joke World Comedy Festival. August next weekend. Next weekend. Wow, that's coming up fast. And then in November, I'll be in Bradenton and Gainesville and Sanford. Look at that. Remembered them all off the top of my dome. Crazy. Never seen Twilight? I've never seen Twilight either. I feel like I'm okay with Twilight. When did that come out? I want to say that was it 2009? 2008. Wow, dude, I'm very close. 2008. Yeah, I was in college. I was graduating from college a year early. Magna cum laude, 3.8 GPA. Wow, that guy's smart. 2008. Yeah, why would I have seen this? This is like a movie. This is like a thing you have to see if you're in 10th grade or 11th grade. So You live in St. Pete. Well, if you go to that Joke World Festival, use that code Feeny, I think, and then well, I don't think I know the code is Feeny. What it does for you, I don't know. I think it gives you a discount, gives Daddy a little kickback, perhaps. I don't know, but it should be fun. I'm not doing any headlining sets there, but it's a festival. But you get to see a bunch of different comics, so that's cool. It's gonna be hot as shit. Nothing like an August comedy festival in Florida. I'm actually excited though. I like that St. Pete, Tampa area. First time I did mushrooms, my buddy made me watch heavy metal. I don't really remember the story, um, but no, it was wild. Does that count? Yeah, I guess that counts because you experienced, but you don't remember it and you didn't retain it. But if you have a feeling attached to it, if I know it was wild, then you've seen it. You know what I mean? I will never watch Shades of Grey. Yeah, that's porn. That's porn. God looks down on that. Love me some physical media. Wow, 3,000 discs you have? Good lord, that's a lot of discs. I've never seen Angus. No. The movie that Mike Cannon references 3 times a podcast episode. It's humid and stormy as fuck down here in Florida. Be prepared. I just came from Costa Rica. I'm going to be all right. Full Metal Jacket. Loved it. Oh, so get this, right? So I'm coming back on the plane. I'm on the Mission Impossible thing. I want to watch MI3 on the way back, but fucking JetBlue won't give me internet until we're past Cuba. And it's like, well, someone just invaded already? And we had to wait, which is like, the first 2.5 hours. It's half the flight. It's half the flight. You get no internet. And because it's Paramount Plus and you don't have this super duper premium fucking ultra package member thing, I can't download episodes. I can only stream them. So I have no internet, so I can't watch that. So I have some things downloaded that are like, I don't know, just movies I put on a list that are these same movies, these all-time movies you got to see. One was Prisoners recently, which was incredible. Saw that a few months ago. But I was like, I'm on a Tom Cruise kick. It's 4 in the afternoon. I'm ready to watch some good movies, some war shit. Let's watch Born on the 4th of July. I've heard everyone talks about that movie. It's got to be great. I put that on. Good Lord. Good Lord to watch that in public and in the middle of the day and when you're drinking and when you're on a JetBlue flight. It's arguably, while excellent and a powerful message, arguably one of the saddest movies I've ever seen in my life. It's precious for white people. It's precious for Vietnam vets. I don't know. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's crazy. It was so depressing. Truly, like, just a person who's cursed and you feel so bad, and it's like, oh man, what a bummer. Then there's also like a sex scene in it with a prostitute while he's like crying while getting jerked off, but he can't even feel it because he's paralyzed from the fucking. Oh my god! And I'm like watching it like this on my iPad instead of having it balancing on the tray in front of me. I'm like literally like this, and my wife looks over. I just show her, and then she started laughing hysterically. Now, Full Metal Jacket made me sign up for the Marine Infantry. Now, Schneider time, is that true? And did you go through with it? Because I gotta be honest, I feel the exact same way. I didn't do it, but I was like, I got the wrong message out of Full Metal Jacket. I didn't get the like war is hell message. I was like, the back half's like whatever. But like the first half, I was like, dude, you go, you bond, you guys get ripped. um, I really took that. I was like, that made me want to sign up for it more than it did not make me want to do that. But Born on the 4th of July, you're like, God damn, dude. That's a crazy, crazy sad, heavy, heavy fucking movie. I haven't seen any recent Mission Impossibles. Tom Cruise is crazy, but he can't miss anything he's in. I know, I'm telling you. it didn't have. I couldn't even get yes the backup downloads, but I also like my option was oh I have a big one too. I gotta have that sounds about right. Now I can't. I'm still like, how many of these Twilights did they make? Damn, dude. That's some crazy movies though that we all have not seen. That's very fun. It's hard to watch like sad movies that you've never seen before because to have to be like to choose to do that sucks. You know? To be like, I'm gonna watch there's a bunch of those movies that I haven't seen because I'm like, I gotta pick a time. I have never seen Schindler's List because I have hovered my finger over it 20 times and I'm just like, ah, it's like choosing to be so sad and like just puddled for 3 hours. That's the other thing. If you're like, if you're gonna like make a just devastating film and have it be bleak, it's like, or whatever, it's like, don't make it 3 hours. Can you keep it to 90? Can you give me 90 minutes of that and I'll endure 3 hours? Come on, dude. I haven't seen God, there's so many goddamn good movies I haven't seen. I've never seen Kids. I've never seen Requiem for a Dream because both are talked about how absolutely fucking brutal they are to watch. And I believe that they're Requiem for a Dream and all them like is it great, but you go, I don't know, man. I've never seen somebody who's watched it and walked away from there with a positive experience. No one's ever been like, dude, you gotta watch Requiem for a Dream. It's fucking great. Everyone's like, oh, you've never seen Requiem for a Dream? I have. It's a lot. And you're like, what is that? Like, what is that? I don't. What is that? That's crazy. I know people say you got to see Kids too, and they're like, oh, that makes you feel like losing faith in humanity. Again, I think these movies are great. I'm sure they're great. Requiem is the first movie that came to my mind when I say sad movies. Yeah, exactly. Kids is only for teenagers. Is that like a scare you straight kind of a movie? You think where you watch that as a kid and you go, or as a teenager and you go, I think I'm not going to become a bad kid. You know? Is that what that is? Hmm. Do not watch Kids ever. Skip Kids. Requiem is worth it, but it's a lot. Train Spotting. I've seen parts of Train Spotting, but I don't know if I've seen it. I don't remember watching it the whole way through. I just remember the fucking like the what's that called? The withdrawal scenes. I remember that part of it with the baby. I remember that, but I don't know what the rest of it was. Scary as straight. Yeah. Damn, man. Hold on. I'm getting a drink. I'll be right back. You guys keep talking amongst yourselves. I'll put our flute back on. Wow. This is truly unbelievable, folks. What we have here. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Sorry, guys. Just one moment. knew how tight everything was back here, you guys would really be impressed. I immediately took one step, foot tripped over the camera, unplugged everything. Crazy. And by the way, huge win for me. Found a pink apple and lemon just buried in the fridge. When did this expire? Oh, until next year. That's actually more troubling. It's too carbonated. It was all bubbles. There wasn't even liquid in that. It wasn't even, you know when it's all bubbles? Like, oops, all bubbles. Like, you're like, I didn't even, my tongue is still dry. Casey Gray, what are you talking about? I don't even remember what the comment you made was for. So you're good, buddy. Only posers die. Only posers die is very funny. If you die, I'll kill you. All that stuff. I wish I had apple juice, dude. You know what apple juice I got into that? Those Martinellis. Woo! Bro, I will crush a Martinelli's little glass jar. Little grenade glass. Go crazy. You give my kid an apple juice or an orange juice, you have exactly 11 minutes until he becomes a different person. That sugar hits a kid's bloodstream so fast, it's like kind of terrifying to watch. You just see it just fucking like, they're totally chill, and then all of a sudden they're like, blah, 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 blah. They lip Tasmanian devil. It's wild. So it's like, again, this is not turning into liquid. I wish I could pour this out to show you, but it's my lifeline right now. Now, the Yankees won today, and also what was cool yesterday, so we talked about George Lombard hitting his first career hit. Luis Garcia Jr. gets traded to the Yankees yesterday, and his first, I don't know if his first hit was a home run, but he had 2 hits with a 2-run home run yesterday. So it's like, welcome to the fucking team. That sucks so much if you think about the pressure of not even just trying to succeed in baseball, but just the fucking, like, getting traded and having so much expectation on you, and it's like, all you want to do is get one hit. If you get, like, people have such, they have short-term memories, but first impressions are big. They'll give you a longer leash. If you come out and strike out, there's a fucking story. The Mets fans booed Juan Soto after giving him $850 million in his first game because I think he struck out 4 times. They booed the man they signed for 15 years, who was the biggest signing in the history of their franchise, and they booed the man. Sick, sad world. You guys remember that reference, fucking? Tonight on Sick, Sad World. Red Sox crush the White Sox. Red Sox are going crazy right now. They paid a shockingly large price tag for Adley Rutschman, but I don't know. I guess. I don't know why. I guess because the Red Sox are just going for it, but I don't know that you overpaid. You gave 3 of your top 5 prospects plus something else, I think, for a guy who was the number 1 overall draft pick, but like he hasn't lived up to that. And he's been bad the last 2 years, and he's been hurt, and he's currently hurt. He's coming back from a broken wrist or something like his hamate bone, and you go, well, that usually zaps your power, and he's going to be on the IL for another few weeks. So you go, what are we talking about here? And then he's a free agent after next year, but who knows what's going to happen with that with, the lockout and all that shit. So it seemed like a drastic overpay. That said, I would have loved for the Yankees to get him. I would have been furious if the Yankees paid an equal amount that the Red Sox gave up for him. It would have made me very mad. But it would have been an upgrade, and we needed that. It's going to be interesting. Oh, there was something else I was going to say, too, about that. Oh, here's a fun thing that I heard. There's only been one first overall draft pick, the number one overall draft pick. There's only been one of those in history that have been into the Hall of Fame. Isn't that crazy? All the number one draft picks in the history of MLB, only one is in the Hall of Fame. Do we know what the answer is before I reveal it without looking it up? Can you guess who it might have been? Do we know? I have to check back in with this chat. There's so much going on here. You would be surprised how much more meaningful life is if you don't watch sports. I don't know, man. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy I enjoy it. It's a fun it's the most community that exists anymore. It's maybe the only live community that exists anymore. People are friends online and do other things, but it's very hard. The game's a great societal, social experience. I don't bet on them, though. I never got into the sport gambling. I feel like that's a slippery slope. You know? I don't want to have, like, there's a whole generation of kids that are being, like, coming up on sports and coming up on sports betting simultaneously. So it's like, yeah, they're Yankee fans, but, like, what do they care more about? The Yankees or hitting their parlay? Like, I've been with guys at Yankee Stadium where they're like, yeah, that's fine. Like, we're up by 2, but like I need them to score, 3 more to hit. And you just go, man, that's not. You're not having fun anymore. You know. If you would have been in the Super Bowl, like one of those big games or whatever, it just feels like. And also, you know, people never end up. People never end up. They always end up down at some point. I'm down 5K from sports betting. That's honestly not that bad in the grand scheme of things, depending on how long you've been doing it. Unless you're like, I've been gambling for 3 weeks. You're like, oh, okay. Okay. I don't think anybody guessed who this was. I don't know if anybody listened or cared. But I'm going to tell you, because it'll close the loop here. That player, the only number one overall draft pick to enter the Hall of Fame, is none other than the great backwards hat man himself. One gets into the buzzer beater. It's Ken Griffey Jr. Casey Gray, Bryce Harper is still in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's still in baseball. He's not eligible for the Hall of Fame for many years from now. Ken Griffey Jr. is the answer. Take that with you. And take this with you. People do that. Hey, do one of these. Which way is your favorite way to say fuck you? This is good. This is like a good... Because it almost looks like you're like, oh, you're throwing up. Like, I could, like, regurgitate onto you. That's how mad I am. And if I did throw up, I wanted to throw up on you. Be my puke. Little puke mouth. Puke. Pukey. That's how I would do it. People still guessing Darryl Strawberry. Darryl Strawberry. Cocaine with Darryl Strawberry, huh? But the Yankees win. This is great. Now, did the Red Sox win? And did the Rays win? Rays are losing. Good news. And the Baltimore Orioles are winning, but nobody cares about them at all. And Boston won 14-2. All right, babe. That's too many runs. Wow. All right. I mean, I knew you guys beat up on the White Sox. I just didn't know it was that bad. Yeah, they won big. Now, the only thing in terms of sports betting that I would say that I do, which it's adjacent to that, would be fantasy baseball. And I play in leagues for money, but it's like a yearly fee kind of a thing, not a whatever, not like a daily thing or something like that. But that's fun because I like drafting teams and fucking trading people, doing all those things, you know, having a good time. And I hope you guys have had a good time, by the way. This has been a fun little impromptu. I didn't plan to stream tonight. I should have. I didn't. But it was a good little garage hang gang, you know? That's what we're looking for. The vibe here is to be, you're coming, you're hanging out, we're having a good time, cracked open your beer, life's good. You know? I didn't even realize there's been music playing this whole time. That's crazy. Was that music loud? I haven't had the headphones on. I didn't know they were playing the whole time. That's so funny. Said it was playing. I just paused it. But that's the hang we're cultivating here, people. So you come, you crack open a beer, light up your smoke, whatever you got to do. You can't get... I want one of those couches. You know what the couches that I'm talking about? Those like 80s couches. I'm going to look this up. Yes, dude. I found it immediately. Immediately. Hey, immediately. This right here. That. You sit on that or this. You sit on one of these. You have one of the coldest beers you've ever touched in your life. You got, not that. That's like grandma's house. But this or this. Someone's rolling a joint. They drop it onto this material. They can't get it out. Becomes a whole thing. Damn, dude. What if we set up like a sick garage hang? Whoa, look at how many G's I think. Garbage hang. Nope. That's not what I'm looking for. Now this, it's not bad. Is there a POS system here? What is that? I would like, no. This is awful. Don't ever do this. Now I'm just Rochefort. I'm just detailing houses. I was just trying to find a picture of an old garage hang. But that sucks, dude. This sucks. If you have to go hang out by pulling up your door, that's not it. I think you gotta like, this feels like a fucking waiting room. Doesn't it look like a dentist waiting room? Awful. Awful, I say. But you know that couch. And by the way, the weed that they're smoking on that couch is just dro. I don't know if you guys had dro back in your day. Mids, yes. Do you miss mids? The amount of seeds that you'd have to go through. Crazy. And the shake. You remember shake? That's probably still exists. Just buy the fucking trimmings. Man, there were so many ways to say. But I would say you get like a 20 bag back in the day of weed in college. You roll that up as a blunt. You and like 4 people are blottoed to the moon. There was a time, I think one of the first blunts I ever smoked in my entire life. I was in college. I was a freshman in college, and I was at some off-campus thing. Some guys, I was having a poker night, and I was over this guy's one of these like upperclassmen's houses. I was playing poker, and it was in the like during the day. I remember that it was during the day, and we started smoking a blunt, and I started playing poker, and I'm like a decent poker player, you know. I'm not like a professional or anything, but I don't usually I do all right, you know. And I remember smoking, and it just kept coming back around so fast because there was I think 6 of us at the table, maybe. I don't even think it was 10. I think it was like 6. So we start playing poker, and I'm just getting so high that I remember that feeling of you remember that feeling when you're so high off a blunt early in your blunt life that you feel like your face is just like it's down here somewhere. Oh my god. And you're in public and with like people I'm meeting for the first time and one kid I only kind of know and now I'm his like in or plus one I should say. So you have that facade to carry on to not be like embarrassing or whatever. And then at one point I think I might have like knocked a drink like almost knocked a drink over onto the felt and then I just had to leave. I just was like I got to go. I'm just too high. And then they were like you have the card. I walked away with the cards in my hand. I still had the cards. You know it's an underrated everybody who plays poker, you'll understand this. I have an underrated hand. There's just random hands that for whatever reason they don't logically say is a great hand, but you've just won with them which you feel like in disproportionate amount of times. I have that with a lot of hand. I have that with for some reason like one time I didn't play 5-6 suited. I remember this in high school. I didn't play 5-6 suited and it came up it would have been you know, a flush or might have even been a straight flush. And I was so pissed. And my buddy's like, you didn't play 5-6 suited. That's my favorite. I always win with that hand. And ever since he said that, I noticed 5-6 suited and I will play it more times. And it started out as like probably him saying that in his head and me wanting to pass the juju on to mine. But it is one of those sneaky hands. I don't know why. It makes no sense. Sour diesel, of course. Of course. Yes. Wow. Poker, I just met her. Hey there. Speaking of poker, are we going to see you on the Fold anytime? Which is the Fold? Is that the one in Austin? But that's another one of those where I'm like, I think all those guys are either drinking or smoking weed while that's on, and I'm like, I would drink actually. I would easily drink and do that. I'm gonna do that right now. I'll see you guys later. I think that's the one in yeah, Nav show. Yes, yes, yes. That is. I didn't know the name of the show, but yes, yeah, we've talked before about doing that. I just every time I come to Austin, I'm like, run, 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 you know. But gang, I feel like we really crushed this one. We really did. No smoking weed, just drinking or not drinking. Okay. But that doesn't stop people from smoking weed before immediately coming inside and playing. You see? That's a real delay on you guys. I mean, we're talking like, feels like a 2-minute delay. I think like 30 seconds is plenty, you know? But what do I know? Anyway, gang, I think this has been a great time. It has been for me. It's been fun. We've had ups, we've had downs, we've learned about AirPods and loss and Mission Impossible and movies we've never seen. I challenge you to go watch between now and maybe next Tuesday. Go watch one of those films you've never watched. You'd be surprised. They're good for a reason. If you haven't seen Prisoners, that's a heavy one too. I didn't know it was going to be that heavy, but that's fucking awesome. Excellent acting work. Go watch one of those movies you never seen before. Another easy way if you're like, I don't even know where to begin, is you just go to like critically acclaimed movies in any of the apps you have. Or for a while I was doing Rolling Stone or like whatever is like top 100 film. Not no the AFC American Film Institute, AFI Institute of like not AFI Institute, right? It'd be whatever. Their list of top 100 movies. You guys know what to do. I don't need to explain this to you guys, you know? Do your parents know you're gay? They don't. And neither do I yet. But that is fun, Joe. Very fun. It works even now, dude. Can you believe that? The Call of Duty is unnecessary. You in the chat for the hang is what we enjoy. I like that, D-Ron. Thank you. Sometimes I like to play video games, though, you know? And sometimes I go, maybe I'll do that with you guys, you know? Hey, Nighttime thank you very much. Appreciate you. You never answered about What Dreams May Come. I don't know what that is. If that's a movie, I've never seen it. What Dreams May Come. Sounds familiar. Robin Williams. I'm going to do a whole... There's movies of him that I've never seen either. And I guess this is one of them. I've seen all the big ones, though. I wouldn't have this be... I don't even know. Cuba Gooding Jr. What's this about? I don't think I've ever heard of this in my life. I have his biography. 1998 American... Here we go. Best Visual Effects. Won an Academy Award? Okay. Their idyllic life ends when the children die in a car. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. So he's a ghost? So this is like The Sixth Sense or like or the movie Ghost, I guess, more importantly. Wow. Damn. Um it's heartbreaking as a father. I mean, Patch Adams I've seen. I've definitely seen Patch Adams. You have it on HD DVD? That's fun. Wow. What Dreams May Come was a disaster. Hello, folks. We're cooking here. But all right, gang, that's going to be it for me tonight. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. The Garage Hang Gang. We are mighty. Together we are strong. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Come see me live. Punchup.live/Mike Feeney. You know all the social medias. Just type Mike Feeney into Google. That's what I'm going to say from now on. Just type Mike Feeney into Google and ignore the things they say, both in the news and on the internet. But you can find the links to my social media there. I'll be in so many places. What places will you be in, Mike? Tell us. We're dying to know. Well, sure, I'll be in Philadelphia this weekend at the Fitler Club. 3 shows there. Joke World next weekend, St. Pete. Dallas Comedy Club, September 25th, 26th. Helium and October 8th. Helium in Atlanta. 8th, 9th, 10th. And then Indianapolis. October 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. Feels like for the rest of my life. In Gainesville, Florida, Bradenton, Sanford in November, New Orleans, Skankfest, Cap City Comedy Club in Austin in November, and Ontario, California, and Irvine, California in December. And I think I got something in Colorado cooking, so stay tuned on that. And Connecticut. So a lot of good stuff. You guys are great. Thanks for hanging. I'll add Lexington, Cincy, Louisville. I'll add them all to the list. See some of y'all fuckers in a couple days. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one. You're all the best.